I'm pretty certain that no one is going to care that much that I start the stream a half an hour early because I had it scheduled for 9 because I didn't change it when I set it up. But 8:30 is good enough for me. Let us get going. Okay, that flicker was weird. Okay, what's that all about? Alright, what was I gonna do? There was something I was gonna do. Oh, that's right, I already learned the skinning. Alright, well. Corrupted Pelt. I got 6 of them. That's right, I started in here already before. Always the fun thing, just hit him with a dot and let the dot kill him off. That changes up the way I do things. Wait. I'm actually done with that quest. I don't need to. I need to kill the satyrs now. They're over here. Up there, where that flag is. I've actually used that technique before to get around quickly. You shadow step to like a target and then sap it so you don't wake it up as you walk through it. Or, you know, make it see you in stealth. I could have killed the bears too. Well, that's kind of inefficient, but whatever. I need to kill 12 of these guys. Didn't take too long. See? That's 5 of them. Okay, that's 12. Well done. Told you it wouldn't take too long. Apparently I haven't looted this guy yet. That's 2 quests done. Of the 2 that I had. I want sprint rank 2. So that I can sprint every minute instead of every 2 minutes. Let's go back up, turn in these quests. Probably point me to another location. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't done this in a while. Not this zone, at least.
Hello. Goodbye.
Alright. Oh, there's the other one to turn in.
Peace,
I have no idea what I'm doing sometimes.
May the eternal sun shine.
But I have new legs. Or new leg armor, as the case may be, because I never lost my legs in the first place. Are they an upgrade? No, they're exactly the same. Which one sells for more? That's the question. 127 2 copper, 114 23 copper. Or let's wear the cheaper ones and sell the more expensive ones. I mean, it's not that it matters. I'm going to eventually sell them both anyways, but
Can I assist
I'm
you?
not an enchanter. Let's empty out the bags a little bit.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you. Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Alright, where do we go to next? Arcanus Delaris at the Ruins of Constellus, which is where? Up a little bit. Follow the, well, it's not exactly a yellow brick, or it's not exactly a brick road either. Follow the road. That's neither yellow nor brick. More of a brownish gray and cobblestone. I do like the music of this zone. I think I stated that last time though. And there's a hilarious quest in this zone. You will know it when you see it. And the reward is even better. You will know that when you see it too. I don't know if it's a trinket or a toy now, but it used to be a trinket.
Farewell.
If it's a toy. If it's still a trinket, well then it's a trinket. Weaken Imsi and use the enchanted imp sack to capture him.
Ashafena.
Right, so where is Imsi? This way. I have an imp in a sack on my back. That rhymed. That wasn't intentional. I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. That's a well reference, by the way, if you didn't know.
Ishnu Dal Dieb. Be careful.
Be the invisible. Yeah, your stuck-up mage friend there hit it on the nose. The imps over at Shadowlook Ridge are hiding the key to the Satyr's barrier in the Nether. It's right there, but you can't see it or touch it unless you're shifted. I guess you're out of luck, though, because only imps can phase shift, so you should just close your eyes, turn around, and let me go. Just a joke, don't hurt me. I'll need some slime from the cursed ooze around these ruins. Bring me enough to cover you from head to toe. Collect 8 batches of cursed ooze. Ding! Scum-covered bag. Would one call that a scumbag? Not a nice thing to be carrying around. Gloves of Constellus. If I'm not mistaken, the funny quest is this quest chain here, so probably see it at some point. It's fantastic. One could say it's fabulous.
I have many, many wares.
Alright, Phase Blood Potion, shifted another at Shadowlook Ridge, allowing you to see what is really there. You must stand on the Sigil of Tichondrius before using. Drag that to our bar there. We're supposed to go where? Over here? Is it up here? This way? Requires the Mark of Tichondrius. Where is the... It's up there somewhere, I think. Is that it? Go. No, I think we have to go around. No, I don't think this is the right way. Other way? Nope. Guess that is the right way. Law of Tichondrius. Oh.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend. Elune be with you.
Alright, is that an upgrade? Well, has the same agility, has the same stamina, has 7 additional crits, so it is most certainly an upgrade. Alright, so what do we do with this here? Spell the Flaming Jade Fire barrier blocking the path to Zavanthras. Ruins of Constellus. Up this back there. And that is this way, I think. Yeah, up this way, I believe. Mithril, if I was a miner. Here's where we see bears, actually druids, fighting Vaders, I think. Here are the bears or druids, I don't know. Right. So let's kill these, something there. Is that any good? It's cloth, so it's completely fucking worthless for me. Come on. Up this way. A lot of fire that we're about to dispel. And kill a guy. They're just kind of standing looking at each other, aren't they? I need more sprint. What do I get next? What's the next ability? We have Relentless Strikes at 50. That's in one level. Or rather, should I say 0.84 levels. I will get Relentless Strikes. Get more energy back from finishers. That makes them cheaper. It's not too bad. After that, we get rank 2 of Eviscerate at 52. Increases damage by 50%. Well, it already does pretty good damage. It just means I'll one-shot things more often. But then again, as you level up, things start to get more health relative to the amount of damage you do, so it starts to take longer to kill things. And, you know, I guess that's fine, because right now I'm killing things in a couple globals. It's really not challenging at this point. Deepening Shadows at 54. Not too bad. I don't really have much need for Shadow Dance yet, because nothing lives long enough to need the burst.
Vishnu Allah.
Alright.
May the stars guide you.
One moment. I will be AFK a moment. Sorry about that. I had to go pet the cat. And other things. Alright, Cloak of Shadows at 80. I love Cloak of Shadows. Such a powerful ability. Oh wait, we have more quests here.
Greetings.
Jade Nar awaits.
Goddess watch over.
That's similar to the Lochnar. It's another pop culture reference for you. So, oh, Imp's Terrified. This might be what I was referring to. That is hilarious. Alright, so let's go find the imps and terrify them. It's pretty awesome. Fabulously awesome. Okay, maybe not this one. Alright, so let's go turn that in now.
I am listening.
There it is. It's a toy now, and I guess they gave you a ring in place of it. I vaguely remember that being funnier in the past, but the toy is pretty freaking awesome. It's, well, it's more than awesome. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, wrong tab. Such an awesome toy. It used to be a trinket, and it used to actually do damage when you channeled a rainbow onto something. It was hilarious. Alright, let's go up to Jadenar. Wild Heart Point. Is that an Alliance-only flight point, or is that... not even a flight point, I don't think. I don't think it's Alliance-only. I'm not sure, though. I've never quested in Felwood on Alliance. I don't think my Alliance... no, my Alliance Death Knight definitely would not have done it here, because Death Knight start at 65 and go straight to Outland. So, no, he would not have quested in Felwood. But yes, it is a flight point. And I don't think it's Alliance only.
Winds guide you.
Nah, they're all Emerald Circle. That would make it
I've been
neutral.
expecting you.
Actually, come to think of it,
Watch over.
yeah, there's only the one Alliance only, and there's a Horde one up somewhere around here. And there's the other neutral one, which is Whisperwind Grove. If you want, I can go to Whisperwind
What
Grove. I'd
brings
rather
you
do that.
here?
Just get the flight
May
point.
the eternal sun shine.
Exploration is always
Hello.
fun. So
Farewell.
let's go up, get that flight point, and then fly back down here. Pretty easy. It's just along the main road, up a little bit. Mount feels slow. It shouldn't. It should have epic riding. Or did I not get epic riding at level 40? I don't remember. Let me look at my spell book. Apprentice riding. No, it would be journeyman riding, I believe. So no, I don't have epic riding. So I might want to go back to Darnassus to learn that. Maybe I just didn't learn it because I had enough. Because I didn't have enough gold or something. No, right there's journeyman riding. I do have epic. Never mind. I thought it would just update the same thing, but no. Apparently, it's a separate item in the spell book. Never mind. Don't need to waste time going back to Darnassus. Go up here, grab this flight point. And fly back down to the other one.
Farewell.
Apparently my restream chat is not working. Done something. I'm not seeing the chat messages. Sorry if I didn't respond to you. I did not see your chats pop up. Should work, but whatever. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Alright. Alright, let's go kill some satyrs and some other stuff. Although I don't think these are quest mobs, because I'm not in the area yet. There's a quest involving them, I think. I have to go up here. Quest down here. Yep. I mean, I forgot. Did I take the talent that increases the damage? No, I don't have that one yet. That's Prey on the Weak. And I really don't need to sap them. But when I leveled in Draenor, my main rogue, I would sap and then eviscerate, and things would die in one hit. Well, actually, yeah, it was eviscerate back then. Whoop. Well, that's 12, so let's head back out. I would still like to be able to sprint more often than every 2 minutes. The Crying Violet. Oh, it's something I have to pick. Yeah, I'm just gonna stealth to move from 1 to 1 instead of mounting, because I move 20% faster when stealth because of Night Stalker, which is an amazing leveling talent, and since I have to stop to like pick flowers, it's just not worth to mount and then dismount and then mount and then dismount. It's easier just to stealth and be on my way to the next target. plus 20% movement speed when you're in a cave where you can't mount is pretty awesome too.
Ishnu Allah.
And then there's always shadow stepping to quest givers is always fun too.
Goddess.
And I believe at level 50 you get 10% bonus agility for wearing all leather. As like the armor proficiency. Yep, starting at level 50, 5% increase to your primary stat for wearing leather. It boggles my mind that they had to do that to make people wear the right kind of leather, because even in Wrath of the Lich King, you know, it was just stupid, because like some classes, the best in slot piece was not even of the same armor class. Because I think a best in slot warrior piece was a leather bracers because of the armor penetration in it. Oh, because I just have to use an item there. Thought it was underground for a moment there.
What brings you here?
Demon Prince? I thought that said the demon juice for a moment there. I might need to get some sleep. At some point. I'm not tired yet, though. I could stay up late, though. I don't have to work tomorrow. Thought that was highlighted so I could use it. Another brazier over here. Oh, there's a brazier. Alright, this brazier, and then the other brazier. Be the last one. They'll have to kill 5 more guys, and then the Twin Temptresses. Crit eviscerate, a little overkill for an imp, but not to say it isn't fun. Wait a minute, I came up this way. Came from this way, I gotta go down this way. 2 more. Do they count? No. But... okay, what does this curse do? Shadow damage inflicted, which means I can't stealth. Now I can stealth. Blood Venom River. Guess I gotta kill Shadow Lord Feldan. Wonder if he's related to Gul'dan. Go straight to Feldan now. The beauty of a stealth class is you can skip things. Alright, guess I gotta leave the place to turn all these in. So let's... Gotta love Distract. Ultimately, very useful. Almost as useful as coffee. Yoquin, specifically I want to level... Like, I mostly play Horde, so I'm not familiar with the storyline of Alliance, so I don't want to level so fast that I outpace the zones that I'm in, which is why I'm not using dungeons or heirlooms. I actually intentionally want to level more slowly. I'm not in a race to the max level at this point because I already have I already have one max level character, and I have 12 characters that are all above level 90, so I'm not in a rush to get to high level. It's more about the experience at this point than the speed. I mean, if you look at the gear that I have, they're all greens. There's no heirlooms, although I do have a full set of heirlooms. I'm just not using them by choice. Where we go? Oh, we gotta go all the way back there to turn them in. Alright.
Ishnu Allah.
I am honored. Till next we meet. You wish to speak?
Alright. Let's look at the booty, loot, and see if any of it's an upgrade. But first, let's sell something somewhere to a vendor. Maybe a vendor on a mammoth. Or a vendor
I
on a yak,
have
rather.
many lucky doos you like.
Let's keep the foul cloth. That sells pretty good in the auction house. I'm not even really doing auction house stuff because I don't. Alright, let's see what here. That's cloth. Let's sell that. See what we have.
To our
That's
friends.
an upgrade. That's 775. 777 is better. 77 nothing. That's even worse. That is 665 versus 554. 1 extra agility, but I lose 4 crit for 5 haste. Crit is better than haste. It's probably an upgrade just because it's 5 more secondary stat and 1 more agility. It's just probably the amount of stat makes it better. It's worse stats, but it's probably better in the long run. Hey Queen Veru, how you doing? I hope I pronounced that alright and I didn't butcher anything. So let's sell
I have
this.
many wares.
We will use this. And we will sell that and sell those 2 things.
I have many lucky doos you like.
And is that an upgrade? That is not an upgrade, so we're gonna sell that. Is that an upgrade? A neck? Yeah, that's definitely an upgrade, so let's equip that. I am doing swell. I'm having a good day. I'm just leveling my my young rogue here. This is not my first rogue. My main rogue is right now level 110. This expansion I am not raiding. I have raided current content from Ulduar all the way up until Hellfire Citadel. So for Legion I decided to take a break from raiding. So my main is not particularly well geared. Yeah, I'm not using heirlooms. I decided not to use heirlooms because I have heirlooms. I have a set. I'm just not using them because most of my characters are Horde, and I've never really experienced the storyline of the game from the Alliance side, so I want to see what the Alliance side is like, and if I use heirlooms, I'll outpace the zones, so I'm not using heirlooms or dungeons, so I can see what the story is like and experience the game as it's meant to be from the Alliance perspective. So my goal is not to level quickly, my goal is to take my time, and I've done almost all of my leveling of this character on stream. I started streaming at around level 15 or so, maybe 10 to 15 in Darkshore, and I've only played the character while I was streaming, so this character is all on the fly. But in regards to the class, I'm well familiar with the class.
May your feet find
My
good trails.
main Horde rogue was, let's see, at the end of Mists of Pandaria, he was like 10 or 11 out of 13 Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar. I was 5 out of 13 Mythic Hellfire Citadel by the end of Warlords of Draenor. I was at the end of Cataclysm. I was 8 out of 8 Heroic Dragon Soul at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. We were a 10-man guild for the most part, at least the peak progression, and we were 11 out of 12 Heroic ICC 10-man. Yeah, like, I play so little these days on my main that my main rogue is actually still only like 885 or something like that. I haven't done really anything. But yeah, I got like kind of burned out on all the raiding, so I've decided for Legion to just take a break from raiding. I log in and I play like maybe 3 to 4 hours a week, and that's it anymore these days. I used to raid 8 hours a week. And I haven't closed my doors to returning to raiding. I'm just taking it easy, and when I'm ready to go back to raiding, I'll go. Yeah, I haven't done any Mythic Plus. I haven't even finished all of the Mythic dungeons yet. There's a few I haven't done yet. Let me see if I can pull them up in the achievements. Yeah, I haven't done Mythic Maw, Mythic Kara, Mythic... I haven't even done Cathedral of the Eternal Night on Heroic, let alone Mythic, and I haven't done Seed of the Triumvirate on Heroic or Mythic yet. So, I haven't done any, even Mythic 2. You know, I've never done any of the Mythic Key, and I mean, it just doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I can say that this character does have a decent legacy. I mean, I have right there, the Realm First level 90, which took a lot of planning and a lot of effort. I wanted to do it just to say I could do it. You know, the Breaker of the Black Harvest from my Warlock ult. I have Mistwalker, which is a title I use in my main from getting a Realm Best Gate of the Setting Sun. There's Head of the Curve for both 10 and 25 Garrosh. Head of the Curve Gul'dan, Head of the Curve Xavius, Head of the Curve Black Gate. Even though I'm not raiding in Legion, the guild that I'm in still raids, so they carry me through to all these Ahead of the Curves just for the achievement. I've been with the same guild since Wrath of the Lich King, so like I have a long history with them. Like I said, I've been playing I've been playing my main a long time. You know, I have the Imperator's Fall, like Ahead of the Curve. I have, out of all the legendaries in the game, I have all of them except for the Staff and the Healing Mace, you know, in terms of pre-Legion legendaries. I had gotten all of the cloaks except for the Agility Tank cloak. I had the Strength Tank, Strength DPS, Agility DPS, Healing and Caster DPS cloaks. Mists of Pandaria was a good expansion. Like, if you started playing in the middle of that, like, you caught it, like, maybe not necessarily at its peak, but it was definitely an upturn from Cataclysm. I considered Warlords of Draenor, though, to be one of the worst expansions thus far. I didn't really care for Warlords that much. So let's go back to Blood Venom Post here. You know, I've never noticed that sound before. I suppose I've never jumped while riding on a yak. Yeah, I enjoyed Mists of Pandaria more than I thought I would. It's just that Warlords of Draenor just felt like there was nothing to do at, you know, in level, because I didn't really care for Tanaan Jungle that much. Likewise, in Mists of Pandaria, I didn't really like Timeless Isle that much either. And consequently, the world quests are an improvement over Tanaan, because Tanaan just felt kind of aimless. I think that's probably, like, it's just that expansion, like Warlords, is part of the reason why I didn't want to raid in Legion, because it was such a terrible expansion.
Is there trouble?
Level 50. What did I learn? Relentless Strikes, so I should get a little bit more energy. 6 energy per combo point. It did feel unfinished. It was a little more polished at the beginning. I felt like the patches just didn't offer much. Mists of Pandaria, I thought, had more content, and every patch added more content and added more things to do, and I felt okay. I mean, a lot of people complained about the daily quest structure in Mists of Pandaria, but I didn't think it was as bad as people think it is. I don't mind dailies that much. I think dailies are probably more or less what world quests are. They're just more of a free-form, on-the-spot daily, but I didn't like really that much the endgame stuff that Warlords did. It just felt repetitive. It didn't feel like it offered much. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Mists of Pandaria, and you know, I think Cataclysm was a better expansion than a lot of people say it was. Like, I thought Cataclysm was enjoyable. I liked Dragon Soul. I thought it was a good raid. Except for Madness of Deathwing. I didn't really like the last boss that much. I thought it was too long and too drawn out of a fight. It was just... If they shortened it a little bit, made each platform a little bit quicker, it would have been better. And that was my only real complaint with Dragon Soul. Some of the trash was kind of annoying, but I thought it was a fun raid. I also liked having the legendary daggers, because I got the legendary daggers at 85 on my rogue, and I used them all the way up until I think I finally replaced them at level cap in Mists of Pandaria. I replaced the daggers at 85. I used them into 85 heroic dungeons, because they were still good at that point. It's just like, and part of the reason why they were so good is because they had sockets. And sockets really extend the length of that you use gear. Like, I used a lot of my my Siege of Orgrimmar gear all the way till Spires of Arok, I think, just because of the sockets and the enchantments were worth that much. I think people sometimes, you know, when they think about like gear that replaces it, you know, even if you forget about item level, you're still going to have enchantments and sockets and gems and gear, and that's not what you're going to use in the replacement gear. The replacement gear, you're never going to enchant it because you're going to replace it really soon again. So the your end game raiding gear does hold its value for a long time. You know, plus you have things like set bonuses and, you know, and perks like that, which also increase the value, and plus the really good trinkets that you'll have. And all that stuff sometimes synergizes too. But I tend to hold on to like endgame gear, like going into the next expansion for a decently long time. I probably won't if I continue my trend of not raiding in Legion, because I just won't have any set bonuses or anything worth keeping. I'm not even bothering with enchantment most of the time.
Hi.
I'm just being super casual this expansion. Play the game from a different perspective. I like to collect gear a little bit. I have, like, in my void storage, I have nearly, like, a lot of, like, complete rogue gear sets. Like, I have full tier 2, the Bloodfang. I have full tier, I want to say 7 through, like, 13 or something like that. I might have gotten rid of some of them just because I didn't have the space in void storage, and once they added the wardrobe in Legion, it made less worthwhile to keep them. But the ones I really like, I'll probably just keep because I like the gear sets. But it means now I can record like all the I can get all the different, you know, like the heroic versus normal versus whatever. There's value in getting all that now that we have the wardrobe, which I think was an amazing feature. Yeah, void storage is easy to forget about with the wardrobe, isn't it?
What is nature's call?
I think it would be really neat if they added a account-wide like bank, like a third bank tab that's like for account-wide stuff, so you can like share heirlooms or crafting materials and stuff like that. Or if they would just make the reagent bank, like maybe make it bigger but make it account-wide, so you can keep all the crafting reagents between your characters, because some people like to do like crafting, like a complete crafting solution from all their characters. You know, I think it was at the end of Myst, but I had like a max profession for every single profession. You know, it's not like there isn't a precedent for that either. Lord of the Rings Online has 2 banks. There's one for your character and one for your account, and you can access the shared one from any of your characters on the same server. I played Lord of the Rings Online for a bit, partially because I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, and I wanted to explore Middle-earth. I actually leveled a character up to level 95, which at the time was the level cap. That character is still level 95. The level cap now is like 110 or 115 or something like that. My character is not high enough level to really go to Minas Tirith yet. About the most I've been able to do is like Helm's Deep and go to Edoras. But it was really, really cool to be able to explore Middle-earth from that game. It's just... it crashes a lot, and the last time I played it I was like, I was riding from Minas Tirith back up through, to Rohan through the north side of the mountains. And the game crashed while I was on the main road in an area where everything's like 10 levels above me. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I actually uninstalled the game at that point. I haven't played it since. That's like in WoW going through an area, like going through, you know, a level 110 zone when you're 100 and having the game crash while you're on the road there. It's just really annoying because then you'll log in, your character's dead because, you know, when you crash, you're still connected to the server, so any wandering monster is going to come by and kill my ghosted character. Alright, so... oh, I have to go, lasso. This way. Oh, I have to go up that way. There's a lot I wanted to like about Lord of the Rings Online. The world was amazing. The quest design, like the epic quests, were actually really, really cool and really, really engaging. The story was awesome. But the gameplay left a lot to be desired. Like, the way the ability queuing worked, it was like, I wasn't sure whether my ability was going to fire or when it was going to fire. It just didn't provide enough feedback like that. The class mechanics were interesting. Like, especially I played a champion, which is a tank / DPS class, and I had a more of a DPS build, but you could hybrid it. But I never really actually looked up a proper build for that character just because most of the time I like to figure things out on my own. I'm pretty decent about when it comes to figuring out mechanics in these games and figuring out what works and what doesn't. I have a really intuitive intellect like that. I can just, like, because when I was leveling my warlock in towards the end of Mists of Pandaria, I said, based on how this spec plays, I think I would suspect that these are the stat priority order, and I was actually absolutely right, just based on intuition.
Careful.
Healing's not so bad. The first time I leveled a healer in WoW was during Wrath of the Lich King. It was my 4th 80, my 4th level capped character. I only leveled 4 characters to 80 in Wrath of the Lich King. I leveled my rogue, then a death knight, then a paladin, then my shaman, I believe. My paladin stayed at 80 for a long time because my paladin was the character I did the I forgot the name of the achievement. What is it? Oh, it's actually, I think it would be under Legacy. No, it's not there. Where is it? Herald of the Titans, that's what it was called. My Paladin was the character I did Herald of the Titans on, which is you have to defeat Algalon in a 10-player mode at level 80 without anyone in the raid wearing any equipment with an item level higher than is available in 10-player Ulduar. Which my Paladin was Retribution for that. But I did this during early Mists of Pandaria. So, like, this was done before enchantments scaled with your level. And this was done when you could learn enchantments from Mists of Pandaria, even at level 80. So what happened is I went with, I believe, tailoring and leatherworking. It was either tailoring or leatherworking, or it was enchanting and leatherworking. I can't remember which, but leatherworking was definitely one of the most powerful ones, and I think it was ended up being tailoring and leatherworking because you could use the leatherworking bracer enchantment and also the leatherworking leg enchantment. So I had a tremendous amount of strength for level 80. And plus the cloak enchantment was give you something like 4,000 attack power at level 80, which was just a ridiculous amount. It got to the point where my I think my Templar's Verdict was like would have one-shot myself. Like if there was a damage reflect, it would have one-shot. I was taking things at level 80 and just a judgment would one-shot things. I think at level 80 my opening burst was over 30k DPS, which was at that point a lot. Like it's just everything hit ridiculously hard, especially in the opening burst when I popped cooldowns and everything. It was just crazy. My character was so strong at level 80 because of the enchantments. I went into Valley of the Four Winds and killed a level 87 character. Like my Word of Glory was basically a lay on hands because it healed me for more than the amount of health I had. So I was able to just kill the things down and just spend all my holy power on Word of Glory and, you know, the instant flash of light, and I was able to keep myself alive while this character 7 levels above me was, you know, just landing crits, crushing blows. It was crazy. Just because of the amount of burst you had. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun adventures in WoW. One of my memories was back in Wrath of the Lich King. My guild leader and I was on my Death Knight, he was on his Paladin. We went into Obsidian Sanctum, and we ended up two-manning almost the entire raid. We were level 80 at the time. We were not over level. We were at the level, but it was towards the end of the expansion, so we were in mostly Icecrown Citadel gear, and I went in with 2 tanking DK specs. I had a Frost tank spec, which did a lot of DPS and a lot of AoE threat, and I had a Blood tanking spec, which did a lot of survival and self-healing and more effective health. And my guild leader had a Paladin with a Holy spec and a Retribution spec. And when I went Frost, he went Holy, so I would just pull everything with me, AoE it all down, and he would just heal me. And then when I went Blood, there was one of the mini-bosses in Sarth where you had to have someone take the portal, and he took the portal and killed the mob in the portal as red, and I just stayed outside and kite the boss, because the boss was immune. I couldn't really self-heal, so I had to cycle cooldowns and do all that. But it was slow enough that by the time we got through and killed the 3 mini-bosses, most of the trash had respawned, so we never got around to doing Sarth himself. But no doubt, with like we had the tough stuff behind us at that point, if we had spent the time, we could have done Sarth. It was a really fun day. But just a lot of fun times with little things like that from playing the game. So we're going to go back up to Whisperwind Grove now, which is up to the north. I already have the flight point, but it's probably about the same distance from either of the 2 flight points, so I'll just go up there on foot. But yeah, some of the things, like another thing I did during Mists of Pandaria, if you remember during Mists of Pandaria, they had all the BOEs that were a ridiculously high item level for their low character level. I had a warrior that was XP locked at level 85 from Cataclysm, and I wanted to, just because I had the gold to do it and it was fun, I wanted to twink the character, so I used both my rogue and my DK to do archaeology to pick up there's the Mantid Sword, which is a one-handed sword that was a strength weapon, item level, you know, is the same as a heroic dungeon from level 90, but it was equipable level 85. It was heirloom, and I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I get all the gear that I can out of this. So I got my level 85 warrior up to item level that would have been high enough to qualify for level 90 heroics, and he was level 85. I think his item level was like 435 or something like that, and the best gear in Cataclysm is 416, so my average item level was above anything available in Cataclysm. So I would go queue for dungeons, and I would have more health than a level 87 DK tank, as in level 85 Fury Warrior. It was amusing. And not even a Titan's Grip Fury, it was 2 one-handed weapons. It was single-minded Fury. I would go into dungeons and do 75% of the group's damage. It was ridiculous. I'd be pulling like 60, 70k DPS on bosses, or in dungeons overall. Like, I remember doing one of the bosses in what was the name of the dungeon? The one with Ragnaros. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me look. Firelands. That's what it was called. I did on Balrog and Firelands something like 60k DPS at level 85. It was pretty ridiculous, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing things like that.
Ishnu Dal Diel.
I miss doing things like that, but like part of the reason why I'm not raiding, and it's not the raiding that I don't like. The reason why I'm not raiding in Legion is because of all the stuff that I have to do outside of raiding. I don't like maintaining my character, like farming artifact power and stuff like that. It just got so dreary doing all the raid prep stuff outside of raiding, so I stopped raiding mostly because of that. I still, like, whenever I've raided with my guild, it was fun. I missed the old days whenever I did that. Alright, so let's pick up some stuff here. I think one of the proudest moments that I've had in WoW was writing a blog about rogues and seeing 3 weeks later, like, the Warlords of Draenor beta, like, reflecting the exact same changes I suggested. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do in the game to enjoy it. There's no reason why, like, people are in such a rush to get to max level. There's so much story and there's so much content to enjoy. Just take your time. That's why I wanted to do this. I mean, I started leveling this character, like, almost right after, or maybe right before this expansion launched. But like I said, like, my involvement in Rogue is I used to be, like, involved in the Rogue theory crafting community, writing blogs, like, communicating. mathing out the mechanics, doing analysis, and I didn't really do it to contribute to the community so much as it was just a personal curiosity. Just due to the nature that, I mean, I have a strong background. Like, I was once a PhD student in theoretical chemistry, so I have a very academic approach to stuff. I mean, the thing about being a PhD student in theoretical chemistry, my avatar is actually a protein ribbon diagram of what I was studying while I was in grad school. It's a human protein called copper zinc superoxide dismutase. It is a protein that's related to Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't need to kill these guys anymore because I'm done with that quest. Yeah, the image that's in my avatar is not one that I picked up anywhere. When I was studying the protein, I actually it's a Pavre rendering that I made using Pavre on a Linux workstation. So it's not something that I picked up somewhere. I actually generated the image. It's just kind of hard to use as a desktop wallpaper and as a background image now because when I first made it, my monitor for my computer at home was a 4:3 monitor, so it was 1600 by 1200, so that's the resolution of the image. It doesn't translate to 16 by 9 very well, but I don't have any functioning Linux workstations in the house right now. I have two PCs in my house right now. I use one, my mom uses the other. They're both Windows machines. Mine is Windows 10 Pro, and the one my mom uses, which is still mine, but I let her use it, is Windows 10 Home. And incidentally, my mom also plays WoW. This PC, the one I use, is a bit more powerful though. The other one is a i7-930. It's actually basically what this PC used to be. I just ended up building it out of all the discarded parts from when I upgraded this one throughout the years. I built this PC during Wrath of the Lich King in 2010. I built it with an i7-930 and a GTX 470 back in 2010. The 470 burned out by, I want to say 2013. And then I replaced it with a GTX 660. So the other machine has the GTX 660 and the i7-930. It has 8 gigs of RAM. And it has a 250 gigabyte hard drive because she doesn't play any game other than WoW, so she doesn't need a lot of hard drive space. The one I use, this one, has an i7-980X overclocked to 4 gigahertz, a mild overclock on air. I have a GTX 1070, 12 gigs of DDR3, 1600 RAM. The other one's DDR3 1333, and I have a 960 gigabyte solid state drive and a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive. WoW is installed on the solid state drive right now. I really only install the games that are large and demanding on the solid state drive. WoW, mostly because I noticed really long load times, even in Legion, so I decided I wanted to install it on the solid state drive when I bought the solid state drive last fall. But I'm starting to feel like with some of the games I play, I'm definitely being bottlenecked by the CPU in some games. In some games, I am GPU bottlenecked, like in Doom 2016. Definitely, that is puts more strain on the GPU, so I'm GPU bound in that one. If I use the Vulkan renderer, I get about I want to say typically about 70 to 90 frames per second at 1440p. Games like WoW, which are CPU bound, I have to turn down the graphics setting, but I'm running this at 4K right now. I have a 28-inch 4K display. Graphics settings are 7. I think I got all those things killed? Yeah, I have all the entropic essence, so let's kill some sentries. But like one of the games I play that I'm really close to being like balanced between the GPU and the CPU is like the Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. I'm pretty much CPU bound in the Destiny 2 beta, which I get a playable frame rate. If I set all the settings to highest, I set them all the highest, but turned down the AA to SMAA, and I turned down the ambient occlusion to HDAO instead of 3D, and I get more or less a locked 60 frames per second at 1440p. It's about 45 to 50 at 4K with those settings. The game runs really well. Alright, we got a bunch of quests done. Go turn them in. Part of me wants to get a, my experience with 4K, having a 4K monitor and playing games at 4K is, I think it's highly overrated. 4K, I would rather get higher frame rates and play games at 1440p after using a 4K display for about a year now. A GTX 1070 is not quite enough for 4K unless you consider 30 frames per second playable. I do get 30 frames per second in most games at 4K. But I'm shooting for 60, and it just doesn't do 60 at 4K in most games. I mean, I'm getting 60 in WoW at 4K, but that's because I'm CPU bound at this point. I mean, plus this is a level 1 to 60 zone, so it's not as demanding as Legion. Like, my frame rate drops when I go to Legion. I could probably bump it up to 10 right now and get the full graphic experience and not see a frame rate loss. Yep, you have a wonderful evening, whatever you happen to do, if it's evening where you are. I don't know where you are from, so...
Go in peace.
Alright, let's see if any of these items are an upgrade. Let's clear some clutter out of the bags first, though.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you.
I'm never going to use these things. I'm going to sell them. Alright. I do not need Mana Potion. Is that an upgrade? Versatility is nice for leveling. I might look into that. I might use that for a bit. I'm not sure if I would actually benefit more from the versatility than the crit at this point. Crit is burst damage, which is nice when you're leveling, but the versatility is not just extra damage. It's reduced damage taken, which is not too bad when you're leveling, especially when you're leveling solo like I am. That's probably not an upgrade. Well, I don't know. It's only 1 less agility, but you're trading 10 haste for 10 versatility. I believe versatility is better than haste. That one I might look into. It looks at least interesting. So I'll consider that one BOE. That's gold as far as I'm concerned. Let's organize these.
Many farewells.
Okay, so what do we have now? Whisperwind Lashers checked. What are we checking them for? One thing I've learned from leveling characters on, you know, the initial launch, when you have a crowd of people standing around quest givers and whatnot, you can actually bind a key to interact with a target. So if you saw me like use these things without clicking on them, that's because I'm using the key I've bound to interact. So you can just walk by and do that. A neat little tip if you ever want to do a like deal with launch madness with a new expansion. I took my time with Legion. I think I leveled it over 4 days. Live streamed all of it too, actually. That's a little, I believe Warlords of Draenor I leveled over 2 days, and I did Mists of Pandaria leveling in one sitting. My goal was to get Realm first, which I did get.
Del Nadris.
I don't know. Haste kind of sucks, but an extra agility, but we're trading 6 crit for 6 haste. And honestly, I think the difference between crit and haste is probably smaller than the extra agility. So let's go with it anyways. I mean, I don't think it really matters that much because eventually we're going to replace it anyways.
I am honored.
Nature and nurture. Fill the vial at the Moonwell in Whisperwind Grove and pour it on the ground between the dead ancient protectors and Iron Tree.
Good luck.
That. Let's take this item and we'll put it on the bar because I don't like clicking up where the item is in the quest tracker. I prefer to just bind a key and then press the key binding. More convenient for me. So I think we go to the top of this hill and hit it. Oh, hey, look, we all have a second trinket. Absorbs 201 physical damage. That's not bad. It'd be nice if I had to do any group quests while solo, which I've been known to do. The one in Gadget Zan in the cage there was the last step was challenging. That was easy up to that point. So what do we need the buzzers for? Just to slay them? Oh, there's soil on the ground, so I guess that's the other quest. Oh, I just take it to them. Alright, that makes it a little easy. Thought maybe I might have to interact with it. so there was one over here, wasn't there? There it is. They're kind of hard to see, actually. I would probably completely miss them if it weren't for the highlight. I mean, I definitely like the addition of the highlight. That was in Warlords, I think. Alright, one more buzzer. Let's complete that quest. Let's see if the buzzer will attack the thing. Nope. Good, because I always bugged me when like I have a follower that doesn't stealth with me and things end up attacking it while I'm just trying to run by. But apparently they don't see it or they can't interact with it or something, and that makes doing this part of this quest. So one more soil. So what do we learn here? Nothing, but we do have a trinket. Alright, so what next? Shield. That's pretty useless to me. So what's next? Iron Tree Stomper slain. That's a little treant now. And then, like, I just remember back in the day I had to do that stupid, rep grind just to get into Winter Spring. Which is a lot easier now. Due to the Cataclysm revamp. So what are we doing next? Iron Tree Stomper slain. Sunbeams basked in. Where are there sunbeams? It's like a forest with a canopy here. Oh, there's a sunbeam. Alright, so where's the next sunbeam? I just need to kill one more Stomper, I guess. And I guess find more sunbeams. There's one. When do I get my rank 2 sprint? 66. That's a long time now from now. But in the next level, at least Eviscerate will start actually doing really respectable damage. There's another one over there. Things are kind of a pain to spot, aren't they? They just don't pop up until you're almost right on top of them. But we have two more and they're right next to each other. That makes things a little easier. Go to the next one. Since I'm leveling this rogue's subtlety, my main rogue is outlaw, and there's anything I miss when I'm, playing the subtlety rogue, it's grappling hook. It's such a fun ability, and it's good for getting around. There we go. Go to the Wither Protector. And once I get to the next quest hub, I might have to stop to use the bathroom because I've been drinking coffee and it's going through me. Coffee is a diuretic. Makes you pee. I did not mean to click that thing. Bring him back to the hill. Gotta love water walking mounts. Incredibly useful they are. Usually there's a breadcrumb quest of some sort. Let's go back up to Whisperwind to see if, I missed something. Yeah, apparently I missed something. Yeah, there's just a breadcrumb quest. To the next questing zone.
Ishnu Allah.
The Demon Hunter.
Goddess watch over you.
Go check it out.
How may I help? Farewell. Greetings.
Alright, I'm gonna pause here so I can get more coffee and empty the coffee that's currently in me. Alright, I'm back, and I have coffee. So, Destiny of Flame and Sorrow. So you have to relive Illidan's battle with Arthas. That happened in Warcraft 3. I believe killed Jaden after Illidan had betrayed the Night Elves. Kil'jaeden wanted him to kill Arthas because the Lich King, this was before Arthas merged with the Lich King, which was Ner'zhul. The Lich King was the Burning Legion was losing their control over the Lich King because there was a crack in the Frozen Throne or whatever, and it was actually at the Frozen Throne that Illidan and Arthas were battling, and it was actually a cutscene. I can't remember if it was in the base game or the Frozen Throne expansion, but Arthas ended up winning that battle, and that's part of, and because Illidan lost the battle and Kil'jaeden would have been furious with him, he went into hiding and left to the portal to Outland in order to flee from Kil'jaeden's wrath. And yeah, that had to have been in the base game, because I think in the Frozen Throne expansion that's when Illidan was in Hellfire, and that's when he took over the Black Temple from Magtheridon. So that's why we have Magtheridon's lair in Black Temple. A little bit of lore for you. The Warblades of Azzinoth. Warglaves. Of course, this battle didn't happen here. It happened in Northrend.
Yishnu Del Diab. I am listening. Del Natas. Very skull-looking skull. That looks more like a crystal. Skull of Gul'dan. Assist you?
That was a piece of loot from Black Temple, if I'm not mistaken. From Illidan, actually. Any upgrades? No, the shield is not an upgrade. I can't equip shields. Although in the beta, rogues were able to equip something called a buckler, which is a small little shield. but they got rid of bucklers in the game just because, you know, it's just a separate item from his shield, so they decided to remove it from the game and just have shields instead, and rogues were no longer able to equip bucklers. A little bit of WoW history for you. Not an upgrade. You know, I sometimes wonder what WoW would be like if they had full voice acting like some other games, but honestly, there's probably way too many quests and way too many dialogue, because the scope of the game, the scale of the game is much bigger than most MMOs, just because of 13 years of history.
Greetings.
I still haven't completed the Legion storyline where you find Illidan.
I am listening.
Because I still haven't finished that quest where you get things from the dungeons. I probably should just do some random heroics and finish that quest off. Because, like, I think that the item you get from it might actually still be an upgrade for as the crappy gear that my main has. Because I'm not raiding now.
Farewell.
Alright. In case you're wondering what just happened, I shadow stepped to that bear and then sapped him as soon as I shadow stepped, so that while I have the speed boost from shadow step, I could run through him without being spotted from stealth. I do that sometimes to be able to move around quickly. Please. Ah. I was wondering why there was nothing to kill. So, in a little under half a level, Eviscerate should start doing more damage. Right now, by the tooltip, it does 1750 damage at 5 points. It'll go up by more than 50% because I'll gain some damage from it from the increase in base agility you get when you level. Should have looted before I did that. Ah, whatever. That's an upgrade because I like crit more than haste. Where is it? No, that's not an upgrade. So where do I go to kill him? Archdruid Navarax. But why are we killing an Archdruid? I would probably know if I read the quest text. Oh, because he's Navarax at the top in his room amidst the boughs. I'm this old building right here. Oh, goes up this way. You'd think I'd know this because, you know, there's one of these trees in the Night Elf starting area, you know, where I was, how many levels ago? 50 levels ago?
What brings you here?
Was it a kite? Only usable in Broken Isles. That would be nice to be able to use here. I guess it's not that big of a fall if I just fall to the roof.
What brings you here?
Is that a glaive, a random glaive leaning against the tent? Why isn't it slicing through the cloth?
Del Nadris.
That's an upgrade. Let's equip that. Hey, you can repair my gear. Let's talk to you.
Ishnu Allah.
And you can buy stuff, like all this right here. And this. And this.
Good luck, friend.
Alright. So I think this might be the breadcrumb quest to head us to the next questing center, quest hub, place, flight
And
point
friend
thing.
Grameen is a friend of mine.
Take a flight to Talonbranch Glade and speak with Den Mother
That's enough
Ulrica.
gabbing for me today.
So that I'm guessing I can just talk to the flight master. Where's the flight master again? Over here?
I am listening. Elun Adore. May the stars guide you.
And we can pick up the flight point when we get there. Such creepy music. I love it. This would be my first time in this place, outside of just getting close enough to get the exploration credit on my Horde Rogue. Or flying over it or something, so this is all new area to me. An arguably new story, because this is the only place that's really different from between Alliance and Horde, because this is where we start getting into the faction-specific stuff, dealing with, you know, the war during Cataclysm.
Gilneas will be
And
reborn
Garrosh's
from the
war
blood of our
crimes and
enemies.
whatnot. I believe my hearth is still set to... Yup, Shadowglen. My hearth is still the newbie zone. It's kind of amusing.
Farewell.
apparently there are no quest objectives.
Greymane will lead us to victory. Good day.
How may I help?
Swift Wind Switch to collect 5 Talon Branch Wisps.
Elune, light your path.
Is that it? Just those 2 quests? Alright, so we have to kill Iron Tree choppers and... I mean, that's really the only way I'm going to get any benefit out of what Nightblade, because it's a dot, is if I just let them, you know, kite them while I kill something else. Otherwise, the spell will just sit on my action bar unused because nothing lives long enough to take advantage of it. That's everything slain. Just drag it on our bar. Oh, I realized he wasn't fighting anything. Oh well. No real biggie. I like how you can use things and not be pulled out of stealth. Like it used to be everything you used pulled you out of stealth. It was kind of annoying, really. A lot more things you can use and stay stealth. Makes a whole lot of sense. At least from a gameplay perspective, but I mean, the pets or followers not stealthing with you just really annoying to do as a rogue.
Greetings. May the stars guide you.
No time for dallying.
Like one of the
We are
reasons why I like
not
playing
the
rogues is
monsters
so I
here.
can skip any unnecessary things and skip right to the quest objective, like at the end of the thing. 7 crit versus 6 haste. Yeah, I definitely take that. Definite upgrade. So what are we doing now? Speak with Alton Redding near Iron Tree Cavern, which is where? Up that way? Did we get the flight point yet? Yes, yes we did. No green exclamation above it. I may as well just finish going this way. All that crazy goblin stuff. I don't know which is worse, the goblin or the gnome stuff. I think they're interesting characters regardless, either way, whether it's goblin or gnome. I find it kind of amusing the way the community just has this intense faction loyalty. most of the reason why I play mostly Horde characters is just because that's what I played in Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3. You know, I just had a preference for them, just stemming from those games, and so when I first created my first World of Warcraft character, it was a Horde character based on that, and it just kind of stuck over time because that's where all my friends were. So I decided to level this character so I could see what the story was like from the Alliance, because I actually care and am interested in story in games. As a matter of fact, most other games that I play quite often, what I do on my first playthrough a game is to play on a lower difficulty just so I can breeze through it and get the story, and then I play it an additional time through on a higher difficulty level. Alright, I'm missing something somewhere. Where is our quest giver? Near Iron Tree, not in Iron Tree Cavern. That's where we're wrong. Guess we can't go up that way. Hill's too steep. So where are we going? Oh, there you are.
Speak quickly.
Hey, Felwood quest achievement. Kill 9 Iron Tree Shedders.
On your way.
Is that it? Just the one? I guess just the one. So let's see what we have here. There's one. Three. Four. Never even got a chance to turn around. I don't know why I Shadow Stepped and then Shadow Striked when Shadow Strike ports you there. That was kind of a dumb move on my part. Does it put a charge of Shadow Step on cooldown for no real reason? go turn this in. Feels weird not having slice and dice for every spec. Actually, by default, you don't have slice and dice for any spec. Optional talent for Outlaw now, and the other specs don't get it. There's something I don't like about the talent for Outlaw, because in concept I like Roll the Bones because it changes things up and adds a little bit of variety to it, but the problem is it's weak most of the time. It's weaker than Slice and Dice, so you have to re-roll, and it can get frustrating after a while because you get sub-optimal rolls 2/3 of the time, so you have to just keep re-rolling it.
Off you go!
They've done some things to change it, like some of the new artifact trait perks in the artifact weapon address that, and I think it was definitely a step in the right direction. Because, you know, during cooldowns is when you really want to get the multiple buffs anyways. And it looks like they dropped the 6 buff to 5, and I don't know, maybe they increased the chance of getting it. So we need to get Iron Tree explosives. Are those in the cave? Probably in the cave, yeah. So let's go do all this stuff in the caverns here. Hey, there's a bomb there. Shame that everything in here is not a humanoid or a beast or a dragonkin or a demon, because then I could sap them, but I cannot sap them, so... I do have blind though, so every 2 minutes I could CC one, but unfortunately being near it when it's CC'd will put me in combat with it, so... There's that. I prefer to, you know, stay out of combat and just... Oh, let's kill this guy. That's a bomb. Oh, because 2 bombs. Not like things don't die in a couple hits anyways. More bombs in here. I think this is the end of this passage of the cave. I guess go back up. Some caves have maps. I guess this is not one of those some caves. Oh, there's a bomb. There's another bomb. I just happen to need 2 more, so there we go. That. Let's see what eviscerate damage is now. 2345. It was 1750 before, if I'm not mistaken. So now we have to go back, get the borrowed bombs. back to the guy above the tree, so we have to go all the way around. That's where grappling hook would be nice. Just grapple up there. Let's see. Go up this way. Yeah, the stealth in this game is pretty powerful. I was like maybe 2 meters from the guy. Didn't even see me. Although, there is a 3-level difference. So there's that. That's just the whole thing. That's the reason why I'm not using heirlooms, because even without heirlooms in dungeons, I'm still outpacing the level. I'm like, I should be like probably about 49, 50 at this point in level. I mean, they're usually only like 5 level. Let me see here. Yeah, it's supposed to be 45 to 50. I'm 52. I'm not using dungeons or heirlooms.
Don't waste my
I don't
time.
think the rested experience is enough to compensate for that, because I was 47, 48 when I started today, or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to check the archive of the stream once I'm done to see. I don't think it's really that important though. 1 agility, 1 stamina, and 10 crit. I would say that's an upgrade. But let's finish the story anyways. And then we're gonna end the stream once I finish Fellwood. Get through. I'll go through Timbermaw Hole, get myself to Everlook, and that will be the end of my stream, I think. So that's all of that. Alright, what am I stuck on? Mushrooms. I'm stuck on mushrooms.
Out with it!
Token of the Bond. I think that might be the end of it. Report to the Dead Mother. Speak with Dead Mother. Oh, Talon Branch Glade.
Move it!
So, Talon Branch Glade. I cannot speak. Words are hard. Is up this way. Follow the brownish gray cobblestone road. Yeah, another reason why I'm probably going to have to stop the stream at some point, besides the fact that it's been going probably for almost 3 hours, is that my headphones are starting to weigh heavily on my ears. Enough time with headphones over my ears start to get, like, a little sore.
I
They're
can
comfortable
smell your
headphones.
fear.
Just any headphones will do that to me.
The past must not be repeated.
777. That's exactly identical to the other ring. I got the other ring in Gadgetzan though, from the Thunderdome thing, but that's pretty decent. What's my crit at now? 70 crit, 15.91. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Is that a dingbat? That's a dingbat. The term my grandparents used to use. My grandfather used to like say dingbat a lot. I miss the guy. So what's my Timbermaw rep at? Unfriendly. Probably won't take me too long to get to the point where I can pass. Maybe I'm already at that point. I forgot what rep you had to be able to go through Timbermaw Hold. I think on friendly they won't attack you on sight, so I'm probably okay to go now. Used to be back in the day, you had to grind rep for a good chunk of time just to be able to pass through. That's interesting. I'm almost out of hated with Bloodsail. I love that. No questions. I almost jumped down there forgetting this isn't Witcher 3. You can't just slide down hills. I've been playing Witcher 3 a lot lately. I have a character. I have about almost 200 hours in a Witcher 3. And I'm playing it at an easy difficulty because I'm really interested in the story more than anything else. I don't really care for the gameplay that much. Not that it's bad. Like, I started playing Witcher 1 today, and Witcher 3 is way vastly improved over Witcher 1. But, I'm more concerned about the story. I find the story fascinating. But I have almost 200 hours into it, a single game. I've done almost everything. I just have like exploration stuff left. Once I'm done with all that, I will be I'll finish by killing Eredin and then starting a new game plus. Maybe I'll bump the difficulty up for that one. I like normal. I also like, for a new game that I'm not familiar with, I like playing at a lower difficulty to learn the mechanics of the game. Like combat, I wasn't really fully familiar with when I started out the game, and it was you know, more challenging even on the lower difficulty setting. Now it's ridiculous. I mean, even before I became completely familiar with it, when I started the Blood and Wine expansion, I was level 28 when I was killing those level 35, like, bandits. Mostly by kiting. like using ranged attacks and kiting. Like I would go in for a hit or two and then go back and kite, waiting for stamina to come back up, and then I would go in for a hit or two and then just repeated that. It took a while, but I mean I survived, never died. I've not streamed any of my Witcher 3 gameplay. Well, there's 15. Must be farming rep. Alright, so what are we doing now? Deadwood weapons. I need to find weapons. More weapons. Best of sobbing. I need 3 more weapons. Where might I find 3 more weapons before I kill the chieftain guy? I should edit my create a Shadow Strike macro with pickpocket like I have for cheap shot and sap, so I can pickpocket stuff from things. Where are all these weapons? Still need 3 more. Let's go get Drizzle's key anyways. We'll get the weapons later. We'll get it on our way back. There's one. I wonder if these are not personal and because there's someone else doing it. There's 5. There's 6. Just need 1 more. Let's go give Drizzle his key back. Best of Sobbing. Not an upgrade. It has less agility, less stamina, and it has less haste, and haste is a shitty stat anyways. That one always wasn't true for rogues. Like, even Outlaw doesn't like haste anymore. I need one more weapon stash, and then I'll be done, and then I can at least make my way to Everlook for the start of Winterspring. And I will be ending the stream at that point, and the next one will start with Winterspring. Unless I decide to go to a different zone. Well, let me see what other zones there are. Winterspring is 50 to 55. I could do Ungoro. Or I could just go over to Eastern Kingdoms and do like Blasted Lands or something. Blasted Lands sounds interesting. That one definitely has separate Horde and Alliance storylines, and it might be interesting to go see. The Swamp of Sorrows, Zone as well. In the meantime, let's find this last bit of weapons. Oh, there it is. Oh, we got everything. Let's go turn them all in. Yeah, that's an upgrade. No, that's not an upgrade. That is not an upgrade. What are we tuning the ritual to? Inside Timbermaw Hold, it looks like. It looks like I'm already friendly / neutral with them. Yeah, 1,000 rep. Yeah, you get a shit ton of rep now. It used to not be 1,000. It used to be like 200 to farm a bunch of stuff. It was just a pain in the ass. Winterspring, the ritual totem, travel through Timbermaw Hold and exit to Winterspring. Stands on the guard outside. Where does the ritual totem get? Winterspring, Alpha, Deadwood, ritual totem. So let's go through. I remember when you used to not be able to be mounted in here, which was a pain, so because you had to actually walk through it. And back then, you only needed to be unfriendly because they wouldn't attack you at that point. Not interact with you in any meaningful way, but you are offering rune cloth. No. Hey, rep is rep. Do I have rune cloth? I have fuck all for rune cloth, so never mind. But I would like to browse his goods because I'd like to sell stuff. Well, you and 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 you. You. We'll keep you. We'll keep you for now, I guess. We'll sell you. And we will sell you. And yeah, I guess we'll sell the pumpkin too. Although it seems kind of weird selling a pumpkin because it's about fall time here. Alright. So, not the way we're going. Cross through here. Oh, now we're in Winter Spring. Speak to Salva? And you know what? I'm going to just ride to Everlook. Grab the flight point. You know, no, I'm not going to do that because then I would have to just come all the way back here to do the quest line. So I'm just going to sit right here and park out here and log out of the game, and then I will end the stream. Alright. So let's log out. We're almost 53 already. Alright. I hope to see everyone, all two of you, watching this next time. Of course I know who both of the people are, so almost a given. And until next time, I bid you adieu.